And we are live. Welcome to Sunday Fuel, where I take you to Sunday school for the week ahead. We're going to work on that intro. We're going to make that a little bit better over time. I'm sure we're going to find something.
Speaking of
Uh,
working on that intro, what's that video that we just saw?
It's supposed to be a countdown, but I pressed the wrong button. So let's not bring that up because no one's live right now. I'm going to edit that out.
Okay. Okay, so it was very
Yeah, I'm not choppy on
sleepy.
Twitch.
All right, cool.
Perfect.
Awesome. We
Welcome
can
to
see the
Sunday
very
Fuel, where we fuel ourselves for the week ahead with Sundays.
no. If you
Supposed to laugh at the same
um
time, Peter.
is this called Sunday Fuel?
It's called Sunday Fuel, where you get the fuel for the crypto markets and the stock market for the week ahead.
I can see the very top of your
My iPad?
your
It's fine.
Samsung Galaxy tablet, and
That's very funny. We're an Apple
Your-
household here, Peter.
your
Actually, I don't need this anymore because.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so.
Oh, wait,
Peter,
hang on.
you're gonna walk us through
Wait.
the markets.
I'm smart now.
Hey, wait. Let's see if my TV works if I do the TV thingy. You are smart now, actually.
Yeah.
Peter, I like you better with glasses. Honestly, I like you better with glasses. Never take them off. Never take them off. It's like when your girlfriend
They're
wears a
all straight.
corset and you're like, you can never not wear the corset. Put the corset back on.
Corsets just seem so uncomfortable.
They do, but it's less. It's more of a problem when you have to wear it. When they have to wear it, it's not an issue.
I like the
All right.
opposite of corset, something that kind of smushes everything out, stretches it out. That would be like the opposite. If you could have the opposite of a corset, I'd like that. Maybe one of those old
One second, I
contraptions
just
where they
switched to it.
like they stretch your limbs. What were those torture devices where they stretch your limbs? It just seems so freeing to be like, just
Matt.
Anyway, Sunday Fuel.
1 second.
I'm hearing strange sounds, and there's no explanation.
Can you hear me? My mic's not working.
I can hear
anymore.
you.
1 second. You can hear me through this mic?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. I know what a Shure SM7B sounds like.
Perfect. Okay,
How could
Peter,
you?
I'm not sure.
How could you ask me if I'm sure
I'm
about
not
that?
sure.
It's ridiculous. But what's the sound I'm hearing in the background? I'm hearing.
When you were talking about the stretcher, about stretching, you're like, what's that device
Yeah.
called? It's called marriage. I just want to make sure we got that joke on the stream. Why is your background like vomit color?
Oh, I
What's
don't know.
going
I
on
couldn't
there?
pick a color. I didn't know what to do. Is this better?
I wanted to get a heavy-chested woman for this instead, but all I got is you.
Okay, but
All
I
I
hear
got is you.
ambient noise. What's going on? Who's walking around?
It's Melissa. She's eating foods. It's Peter. This is what it's going to be. Sunday Fuel. We play it loose. It's sort of like Furiosa rules. It's Mad
All right.
Max. Okay, let's see if I like this better over here. 1 second. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's the stuff. That's much
I
better.
agree.
So, Peter,
Wait, why do you look so like?
walk us through the markets.
Oh, is your arm on the
Let
table?
us know. What are you seeing on the charts today?
What am I seeing on the charts?
What are you seeing on the charts
Well, the
today?
only thing that
There
I
we
care
go.
about is Cardano at 62. So that's pretty good. 61.8 right now.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitcoin's at 52.
Crypto's moving up, and it's nice to be in a group where we're in a Telegram group where some people wanted to go up and some people
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to go
really
down.
funny. People are like, when does this pull back
Some
to
people
32?
aren't in. Some people are all in, and it's like I like that sort of feel. Like Peter, the last week and a half has all been this idea of hedging strategies. All right, that's what I've been working on, and that's what I'm going to be working on for the week ahead. Are you aware of? Do you even know what a hedge is?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Peter. Do you even know what a hedge is?
Yes. A hedge is when you place another bet that's supposed to offset the risk of
No,
your
it's a
current
bush that you put on your lawn so that it cuts you off from your neighbor.
We're keeping this PG, right? I don't know. Talk about Bush. I don't know if that's
Okay, Peter. Let's not do that. So what it is that because one of the things that chops you up in a market is stop losses, right? Because the stop loss is immediate negative.
Why does anybody do stop losses? I thought you said that the big boys they know the stop losses and they screw you with them.
Yeah, so people have strategies to try to set their stop losses outside of the zone where you might get rated, or to deal with your entries, making sure your entries are good enough so that your price movements, that you're in the profit enough that you can move your stop loss to break even at least, so that you're not losing any money in that sense. Look, I don't know of any retail trader who knows how to set the stop loss, to set the stop loss far enough out so that you're not going to get rated. You got to set it so far out, you might as well not even have the stop loss.
Right, exactly. Why don't you just
So,
have a price that you have in mind and then change it? Or are you dealing with so many stocks that you can't monitor them all at the same time?
well, that's why I like. Well, it's more about with a stop loss. You know, you have a risk that's defined, that you're not going to lose any more than that.
Right.
But and so because if you blow out your account, well, it doesn't matter how clever you were, you're at $0. But so you can sleep easier that way. But the the problem with the stop losses is that it's the way I'm seeing it now is that it's your plan B, and your plan B becomes your plan A. It's almost like if you end
Right.
up in profit, oh, it was lucky you got to write it. But if you don't, and you hit stop loss after stop loss after stop loss after stop loss, it's sort of like, oh, I can just bet on black on roulette all the time, because eventually black will show up. Okay, well, if it doesn't show up in the time that you need it to show up, you're screwed.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I never really understood how to get around that. But well, the way I would get around it is that, like you said, I would use an option. I would buy an option, and so that way my stop loss is in the value of the option. So I buy an option for $20. That $20 I assume is gone, and if it makes money, great. And the strategy I'm doing is placing enough bets, sort of like a VC thing. You place enough bets because one option that pays off can pay you off, 10x, and it could cover all the losses you did before. And if you blow out your account and you're going to get back in, it's not such a big deal because the options are inexpensive. Whereas if
Right.
I want to buy, one share of Apple, well, you need hundreds of dollars just to buy one share of Apple. And if it goes up 10% in a day, you've made just 10%, and that's if you sell it now. So not very attractive. But there's the futures market. The futures market is sort of like a mix between stocks and options, because a futures contract is this leverage play. You're leveraged out. The futures contract is accounting for more. So like you might have, let's say, um, $15,000 in your account. Uh, you're putting that as a position as for one futures contract, and that one futures contract can like be worth a couple of $100,000 or something like that.
Huh.
And so, from what I understand, like the futures contract could be worth more. And unlike the option might expire tomorrow, in a week from now, or whatever it is. But the futures contract is about can be valuable for a while, depending on which futures contracts you get. So you get this leverage without having the same time decay, where it doesn't just expire worthless. So I like that. But the so I'm working with Traders. Oh shoot! I got a Traders Post logo on my freaking stream here. That's not good. We'll fix that in post. We'll fix that in post, guys.
It's back. Now it's gone.
Peter, you had one job. I have you here to make sure there is no Traders Post logo on the stream, and you failed day one. How does it feel to be the Pete Buttigieg of the stream?
I was on paternal leave, so
So what I'm trying to do now, what I'm learning now, is this idea that instead of setting a stop loss, what you do is that you have this long position. You're always long the market. And what you do is that where you would have a stop loss, let's say, you enter a position in the other side, counter to your position, equal
you're
to your
hedging.
position. Exactly. And so at that point, you are now equally hedged, which means whether the price moves up or down, net, your position hasn't changed. You're not changing. Right? So
Wait,
if
isn't
you put
this a
that,
sunk cost fallacy?
how can you give a comparison when you don't even know the whole story? Peter, you don't even know the whole story of what
No,
I'm about to say.
you're saying instead of putting a stop loss, which would mitigate your
What I'm
risk,
saying is what I
you
was
should double
saying, and I was going to
down.
finish it. No, you're not doubling down. What you're doing is that you're put in a position to reverse it, so that now you're equally balanced. Now you've actually stopped the losing. If the price is moving down against you and you're equally balanced, your short is now going up in value by the
Oh,
same
you're
percentage
shorting
as
it.
your long.
Oh, you're
shorting
short.
it.
I'm sorry. That's the part I missed. That's the part you weren't clear up on. Okay. I
What
just
sign
missed
are
the.
you, Peter? What's your sign? Because that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot.
I'm an Aries Pisces cusp. All right.
So as the short is going down, as the price is going down, the short is gaining in value, and then the idea is that you can then cover that short, you get some profit. As the price then reverses, your long goes back to being a long, and market's none the wiser. You got to pocket some profit. Obviously, there's some downsides to that, right? You could put your stop loss on, and then the price immediately starts going up, right? So now you're hedged, but you have to close one of the position. You have to close the short position, or that short position will continue accumulating a negative thing. So any profit that happens, you're missing out on it, right? If it blasts up 10%, and you cover your short, well, that whole 10% move that you would have had if you were just long, you don't get. But at least you're still exposed to the market. You don't have to be like, oh, now I got to get back in.
Right.
Which is what I was doing before. I would go long and short, and close the position, open a new one. I'm paying commission every single time, and if I don't time it perfectly, I'm screwed. What's great about the hedging too is that if you don't do it at the stop loss level, but instead you do it when the price starts to reverse, right? So you're not even waiting for the price to come down to lose some of your gain and then get in the stop loss. What you're doing is when your signal says, "Hey, I'm starting to lose momentum. I'm likely to head lower," then you put in the short. It falls, you cover the short at whatever you want to cover it at, as long as you're in profit, and then now the price moves back up, and now you're back in your long, and you got more of that short than you could have.
So what
So
do you call this?
this is
Is
a
instead
hedging
of a
strategy.
or a short loss instead of a stop loss? It's a short loss. That's a free one for you.
1 second. So what we're going to do here is that we're just going to sit with Tom alone. What's great about this is that Peter can hear me, but he can't do anything about it. This is great. He can comment on Twitch, but I'm only going to see that in about a minute. Did you get to cool down there for a second? Did you get to cool your britches?
You telling me a short loss is not a good? That's not a good one.
It doesn't make any sense. First, it's a
saying-
sexual position, so we can't use that as the term for it.
No, okay. A stop loss is what people do in order to.
It's when you get a
mitigate
midget, you
their
drive her into the woods, you turn her around, throw it, and then you.
risk. Is that logo
you
still
rush
on the
off.
screen? Because
maybe this is
Yeah.
episode 0 and it doesn't air.
right, maybe I think so. Maybe
Yeah,
we just
maybe
get a
this
clip
episode
at some
doesn't air.
point, half an hour from
That's
now.
right. All right. So I don't have much time, so I just want to go over the stuff, just the stuff I'm looking at. So what's been great is paying attention to Bitcoin. Let me pull up the screen over here. Let's go with. Is that a baby screaming in the background?
It's a 2-year-old who just conked her head or something. It
I'm
sounds
sure
like.
she deserved it.
Look, gravity doesn't play favorites.
So this is Bitcoin, and we're really at
Beautiful.
the top of this channel, right? So we're at the top of the channel here. What I like is that my signal has been right twice, but in classic Tom fashion, I always doubt it.
Why?
Look, Peter,
Why do you doubt it?
Well, because I don't care enough. Like I care that my signal is right, but I'm not like sitting trading all day long, right? I have other things to
Right.
do, and so and it hurts so much when I'm wrong that I'd rather just be right in retrospect. Frankly, that works for me.
And what's your signal saying now? What's going to happen next?
So we're really at the top of this range over here. So what my signal is saying, if you'll notice over here, is that we have a I don't know if you can see it. This is yellow thing over here. Should I make it? Should I bother
Yeah,
making it
I can
clear?
see it.
Let's do that.
I can see
So
it.
that's so it says that a dip is can be happening. That we could have this is another thing I've been trying to internalize, that a correction in price can happen, or a correction for a stock can happen both in price or in time. And so I see this dip, and I've had this in previous things. I see my signal says, "Hey, there's a liquidity pullback, and I should see a drop in price." But then I don't see a drop in price. What I see is this sideways action, right? The sideways action that happens, and then I go, and then it rises, and it's like, okay, yeah, well, I get the rise because we're still in a flow state. But why did this dip not do anything? But the sideways movement is the thing that could chew up the selling pressure. That there was enough buying pressure there. The sideways movement is the indication that we're that's the sell off. It's just that's selling off into such strength, and that should be an indication that when that's over, because the price didn't fall, when that's over, it should skyrocket.
So it's like
Because
when
it
I'm
was
trying to. Mhm.
like you're trying to
It's
what?
like it's like when I'm trying to hold a beach ball under the ocean water and it's fighting me up. I can't get it down, but there is pressure pushing it down, but it's not going down.
It's more like tug of war,
Right.
right? So this is a tug of war, or the arm wrestling, where both people are even, but one guy is like on his phone while the other guy has both arms on it. So then you go, well, at some point, that the person will lose energy, and the other thing should skyrocket the other way.
Squid
So
Game.
I think, yeah, I have to find some way. I'm going to be working on an indicator for my library that accounts for this. That basically draws when the signal comes up that it's either up or down. Let's call it down. That it draws a line down and then a line in time for, if it stayed flat this entire time, this is how long we would expect it to go, and if the price fell, this is where we would go. And I would judge how far we should go in time sideways by how deep it could go, because I can find out what level it should fall down to. Like this Bitcoin, if it falls down, the next level that it could come to would be first at the top of this wick, and then down here, and then further down to at 38 at this level down here. So I could have 3 levels down, 1, 2, 3, and then the equivalent in time over to the right. And then the idea is, as we move forward in time, this bottom area would move up, right? And it would sort of fill in the time thing that we've now converted this down move into a time move, so that when it does fall, it makes it less likely that, like, let's say move to over here, it make it less likely that it comes here, and more
Higher
likely
highs,
that
higher
it'll go to
lows.
this guy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, higher highs and higher lows, right?
Well, no, those were already set in order to set the levels. I'm just saying that, let's say this dip showed up, and the price immediately responded. Well, just like we saw here that we've moved sideways. We moved sideways over here. We would have actually moved like over here,
Mhm.
right? But
But
because we
there's
moved
enough
sideways
buying
over
pressure.
here, we're not
Yeah.
going to go there. I mean, this is what I'm thinking. I'm saying I could build an indicator accordingly. And so I can make it so that as soon as this dip shows up, there's a line that goes all the way down to here, and then here, and then here, let's say. And then as we move forward, now this line no longer is relevant, right?
Mhm.
Because, yeah, this line is no longer relevant. And here is where we would expect to go. And then as this keeps on going sideways, then it would go up to over here. And then the idea, I suspect, that when this is done, when this has been eaten all back up, that's when the signal would be to blast off.
So should we buy now?
People keep asking me that question.
I wonder why.
If you don't own any crypto, buy some. If you do own some crypto and you care about the price you get at, wait. If it falls, buy it then. If you can stomach the idea that the price moves without you, buy it. And if you can handle the fact that it's going to crash after you buy it and you could have bought it lower, live with that pain. We choose markets are choosing. We choose between 4 pains. We in too late, in too early, not in at all, in too long. We're all in. That's fine. Choose your pain.
Look,
Trade accordingly.
I don't need your attitude. I asked a simple question, and you know, I don't.
A
I don't
mutual friend
trade.
of ours, he goes, he goes, Bitcoin's down. Should I sell it? Because if it goes down further, like that sucks. I go, well, if you need the money, sell it. Well, do you think it might go lower? It could. So if you need the money now and you can't lose it, then sell it. But what if it goes back up? Well, would you prefer to be there? It goes up, risking it goes lower. I might be. Okay, then keep it. But if it doesn't go up, then I'm gonna be upset that I didn't sell now. Then sell it. Then when Bitcoin goes up, goes, oh, it's up now 20%. Should I sell it? And I have to be over the same thing again. Do you need the money? If yes, sell it. If you don't sell it. You can give me back. But what if it goes down?
You should create an app that just explains that. Just explains that. When to buy, when to sell, and it just explains that in the same condescending, attitude-filled. That Oh, I was just about to say something really, really bad.
Well, the thing that I find to be very fascinating is this thing of like, someone goes, well, Tom, what's your overall prediction? And I've been saying now for 8 months now, I think it's 200,000 by the end of this year. Or by this summer. I think it's 200,000 by this summer. So if
And you can bet on that.
I would say if you don't have any, buy some. I think it'll be 200. Buy
No, but you got to say you can bet on that.
You can bet on that. You know,
what's
my line now?
You can bet on that.
You don't have to do your own research. I'm your research. I'm your research. You are doing the research. I'm your research. I go, and so I'll tell someone I think it'll be 200,000 by the summer, right? And they go, but do you think it'll fall to 38,000 now, from 50 to 38,000? I go, could. What difference does it make? It does. Buy some now, and then buy it again at 38. What do you think it's going to go up to 200,000? I think it's going to $1 million. So why are we even talking about this? What are you even talking about? You think it's going to go 5 times higher than I think, and you're wondering if you should wait to pick up some shekels if it drops.
And
then when it drops, Peter, when it drops, they don't buy it. They go, but it could drop lower.
That's right.
It could drop lower, and I get it. I've been there. I totally understand. All right, so
I don't understand what the problem is. I just buy it. I buy the thing that I like, and I just keep it. Like I don't even think about selling it.
I mean,
unless I need the money.
It's so much more exciting to figure out. To me, it's like to me, this is like watching sports without betting on it. Like I don't need to bet on. I don't need to bet on any of this stuff. In fact, betting on it sometimes makes it worse. Like now, I'm all stressed out about whatever position that I'm in. I just like to know. Oh, okay, can I make a thing that predicts? Hey, my thing predicted that it went up. Great.
Well, I mean, a little bit of juice makes the game. You just don't want to bet too much. You used to tell me if you're lying awake at night thinking about your position, then your position is too big.
Yeah, if I have a $10 position on, I lay awake at night thinking about it.
But why?
Because I'm annoyed by it. I go, did I make a right decision? Did I not? Because the bets that I take, well, it's more that the bets that I take have asymmetric returns. Right? Me, if I'm right on $100, I can make $3,000 if I'm right on $100. So it matters to me that I choose right or whatever. And so that's the thing that bothers me, and that's why I don't like to trade like constantly. Why I rather build these things, because I'm looking for like the perfect pitches, and I've seen it. We've seen it a few times where, okay, you wait 2 years, and if you're paying attention, there could be a perfect pitch there. But if you're too busy worrying about AMD or GameStop or whatever, you're missing out what's going on over there, right? So that's I like to look for perfect things like that, and then I go, okay. For me, it's like just the fact that I get paid in US dollars, right? That I thought, okay, I should get paid in US dollars so that I get this 35% extra when I convert the money. That to me is like aces. That to me is a great trade, right? Like that's a trade. Every time I get paid, I feel like I did a trade for 35, a 35% gain. That's how I feel about it. Anyway, so just a couple of things. We're not going to have time to go over the market stuff for the week, but I just want to, I guess I just want to get on the record some of the stocks that I'm paying attention to specifically. So there's couple of these things that I'm finding particularly interesting. No, not that one. It's I'm finding interesting. I'm watching Tesla, AMD, and the Russell.
You don't own, or you're not interested in owning OpenAI or NVIDIA?
Owning? No, Microsoft. Microsoft is the proxy for OpenAI.
Oh, OpenAI is not public.
No.
I see.
This is something I was talking to somebody from. Wait, what's the thing I'm trying to look for over here? Sunday Fuel. Okay. I was talking to somebody about this where I think the time to become, I mean, unless you already have oodles of money, the time to become a multimillionaire, billionaire in crypto, or at least in Bitcoin, is pretty much over. And so people think to themselves, should I get into Bitcoin now at 50K? I go, look, the ship has sailed, because you can make just as much, if not more, using options on the NASDAQ or on Tesla or on ARK or whatever as a proxy for the crypto play if you're looking to get 10x 100x gains.
Right.
So I'm not sitting there going, oh, I really want to buy a bunch of Bitcoin at 50K. I was like, okay, the ship is over. So the question is more about, to me, and I feel this way about a bunch of cryptos, right? You see the Safe Moons of the world, you see the Codis, you see the Pepe tokens or whatever it is, and you're like, oh, I'll get into that one, and then that'll go up 100%, 100x, and I'll make that much money. Sure, yeah, you can play that game, but you got to spend all your time, and you got to wade through 14-year-old TikTok video after 14-year-old TikTok video trying to find like what actually works. That to me is not very fun. What I'm trying to pay attention to is what are the opportunities for businesses, or what are the problems that I see in the world that I'm uniquely suited to solve, that with an understanding of crypto and markets infused in there, create a 10x business, right? I'd much rather have a business that's raking in $1 million per year than to sit around hoping crypto is the thing that makes me wealthy.
Yeah, but how many people can do that? More people can
not
buy
many.
crypto and wait.
One more time?
More people can buy crypto and wait than to start a business.
Yeah, so that's why I'm creating these tools so that those people can go ahead and make whatever trades that they want. But for me, building a script library that can then be the largest indicator library for TradingView and eventually MetaTrader and NinjaTrader and all these different platforms, where people can come and they can get like, oh my god, for $25 a month, I could come in and get like 1,000 different types of tools that can help me do this, that educate me as I use them, that introduce me to all kinds of new ideas, that give a place for people to FinTwit people to go and publicize, to be an educational hub, an entertainment and educational hub, and then that sort of thing can net $1 million a year. Doing that, to me, that is far more exciting to me than I made 100% on crypto or whatever. Like I did a trade this weekend and I made 300% on Cardano, and I sit there and I go, okay, I know how to make, like, okay, if I really focus on it, I know how to make 300% on this stuff, but I had to spend 8 hours paying attention. And I go, okay, all right, not fun. This is not fun, not my sort of thing. But then I make an indicator and I go, oh my god, this is so much fun. Great life. All right, Peter. We've eaten up for 30 minutes. I don't want to go much over that. That'll just be
Did you
what it is
hear
for this Sunday Fuel.
Did you hear Charles talk about how Legacy's eating crypto? Did you watch his video?
I saw the title, but I don't know. Is it worth watching his videos anymore?
What do you mean? Our dear leader? He's well spoken.
Does he give trade ideas? Is he pimping tokens?
No, he's not pimping. I don't think so. I don't watch all of his videos, but this one here I thought was interesting because he was talking about, like, everybody's so.
I don't really care for the record if he's pimping anything. He never pimps anything. I was just being facetious.
The Black Rocks or whatever, whoever is buying up all these tokens, he's like, they're what are you basically? What are you people cheering for? Like, they're eating legacy's eating crypto. Like, what is it that we want here? This is ridiculous. So, the way he spoke in my head, I'm like, it's like when I hear Sam Altman speak about we have to be careful about the dangers of AI. What he's really saying is it's over.
Right.
It's over.
But that's how Rose felt like when Raul was talking about like, okay, you got to grow up. Okay, the legacy systems have to come in, and that's the only way we're gonna get this up to the price it needs to be. And I was like, okay, what he cares about is the money of it.
Price go up.
Say what you will, what he cares about is the money of it. That's the only reason why you would promote it in that way. It's like, well, if it's going to get to $1 million a coin, then we're going to need all these people to get in because essentially there are exit liquidity. And I thought to
Right.
myself, and what's his new phrase? Don't F this up. So that's the new hashtag, DFTU. And I go, okay, I understand where he's coming from. He goes, look, the globalists are going to get you. All right, get yourself some crypto while you can, and let's see if this does anything. But I just go, that to me is losing in a different way. And what I want is I already assumed they were going to eat up the crypto.
Right.
Like if you just go with this whole thing of we are in this exponential growth, this sort of like 2012 time wave zero, life-changing discoveries and innovations every 6 months, then I go, well, then crypto was the
100 years ago.
1900s. What are we talking about? Like, what's the next one there? And it's definitely going to be a next one. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you not see video AI? Tell me how that's going to change everything. Tell me how that's going to disrupt anything. Like, what are you even talking about?
The
Are you
foundation
not even
agents.
envisioning the world? You think the world is you 10 years from now with millions of dollars in crypto on a yacht somewhere? That's what you think is happening? That's what you think the future, what's brewing here? It isn't. And these people sit around going, when they think about, I'm going to get my Lambo, when I'm going to do whatever, I'm going to be. And I think to myself, that's like it's like when I make it big, I'm going to get me a mare. Oh boy, you've never seen a mare so big. And you're like, dude, we're out of that game of, if that's what the game you're trying to play. I mean, like, I'm going to build the biggest stable. How's all of my horses?
Well, you don't think that there's going to be some type of collaboration between crypto and AI that
Yeah, that's what I want. What I really want is when YouTube allowed for creators. Like you can make a living now streaming on Twitch. You can make a living now, like making your own recipes online. You can make a living making cake toppers. Like that's what I want.
Doesn't that mean that crypto is still in it? It's the currency of the internet. It's the currency of the digital world.
No, I don't think the currency matters.
I just mean it's the mechanism by which capital will flow in the digital space. We can be trading paper bills. We can be using.
Do you remember when email started? And we had Excite and Hotmail and Yahoo email and like we had all these different things.
Yeah.
Does anybody talk about that anymore? Other than people who went Proton Mail for security. Everyone either has their own domain name for their email, and they use some sort of service or suite that allows you to have your domain name hooked to their thing, or you're using Gmail. Who argues about email now? Is it at Gmail or at Hotmail or whatever? No, we don't even do that anymore. That to me is like this crypto talk. Are you on Cardano? Are you on Bitcoin? Are you on Ethereum?
We do it. We do it for our social platforms. Are you on Telegram? Are you on Messenger? Are you on WhatsApp?
Yeah, and I think these things will change. I think these things are going to crumble away and die away.
All right. Well, look, this is a bigger conversation. We're not going to have it now, but I do want to ask you before I let you go about AGI. So have you heard the rumors that they've probably already created AGI? And because you've heard about the $7 trillion chip or whatever that Sam
I've seen headlines.
Basically, the idea is that, from what I've read, is that they have it. They're preparing the public for it. They might even be using AGI to speed up what they're doing. And the only reason you would have $7 trillion to put into chips is because the pitch that they're doing behind closed doors
Are
is
unbelievable.
100% convincing. Like,
That's
it's
right.
just like,
Yeah.
how do you get $7 trillion
That's right.
investment? Like, it's just
Yeah.
it's a done deal. Like, it's not a we have a plan. It's look,
That's right. Yeah. You better get on board or you're gonna get run over.
absolutely, like, shut up and
It's a
take
gun
all
to
my
your
money.
head. It's like
Yeah, that's right.
with us or against us. Yeah.
So I wonder, when I saw the video came up for text video. First of all, text AI is like old news, like you're saying. Like, we've already moved to 50 years forward in that equivalent, and now video, and then the next one is going to show up faster.
It's 1 year ago, I think ChatGPT 3 came out.
I was listening to David Shapiro. He's this YouTuber who 1 year ago. It's crazy. David Shapiro. He's like I don't know, the reputation of these people. I don't really care, but I care about what they say and how it simulates my thoughts. He was like, by the end of this year, AI is going to be able to do everything that I can do.
Everything. Yeah.
He is an automation expert or whatever. He's like, he put himself through the existential crisis of thinking about it, and he was like, oh my god, like, people think, oh, AGI is 5 years away. He's like, no, we're having some equivalent to that by the end of this year. People, if you go Google it, he says it looks like there's like 4,000 jobs lost due to AI. He's like, no, it's actually tens of thousands already.
That's right.
I'm
Yeah.
watching TikToks and videos and shorts of people just like I don't get work anymore for illustration. I don't get work for SEO writing. I don't get work anymore for, like, it's all gone. People talking about,
Mhm.
oh, one day. No, I've already lost all those jobs.
That's
They're
right.
not hiring it at all. It's finished. And I'm at this point where when I saw the text to video, I just kind of like played it out 6 months to a year, and I was like, oh, so there's no more video editing. DaVinci Resolve and Adobe
Yeah.
Premiere, and they're adding
Yeah.
AI features, and they
That's right.
put in the video, do a trailer for a movie like this, a trailer, and
That's
it
right.
did the shots. It's one thing to see
Right.
the Asian woman walking down the street. It's quite another thing to see shots and all compiled, and then
To
the
see
old time.
in painting in video, change the dress to red. Now make it a ball gown. And you're like, this is crazy. You could do in paint. What are you talking about?
So
What's
you're gonna be able to
wardrobe
take.
then? What's wardrobe? What's costume design?
That's right.
What's
That's
any
right.
of that?
What's any of it? What is any of it? So imagine you have, okay, first step, you have your footage, your content, you upload it to this thing, produce podcasts in the style of whatever, and there, everything's edited, the audio, like, it's all done. Then it's going to be, I don't even have to film the podcast. I just need footage of myself and the text I want to do, and it'll simulate us like here. Like, what does it make? If we upload all the video content that we've ever produced, it can't produce another episode that looks exactly like what.
Yeah.
We won't even have to film it. We just have to prompt it with what we want. And then the step after that is like off a cliff that I can't even fathom.
What do you?
I can't
The
even
question
fathom.
is, what do we do? What are people doing?
Okay, so David
you-
Shapiro says we're going into this utopic, communistic, like, there's no more work. Basically, he's like, there's no more work. Like,
No, there
for most
will be
people.
work, but the things that we'll be tackling are things unlike anything we've been tackling so far.
But all of us all at once
No, not all
transitioning
of
to
us all
this
at
new
once.
thing.
Absolutely no. Absolutely not. Not everybody. If you don't have any tech-oriented thing or entrepreneurial-minded thing, or you're stuck in your ways, you are up a creek, buddy. Up a creek, because you're gonna find out that the world has changed when they give you your pink slip and you're not walking out that door.
It's
And if that's
happening
the
right
time you're
now.
starting,
It's happening right
that's
now.
why. Well, that's why I'm glad we're not in a situation where we're sitting there going, "Oh, we don't even know what's going on," right? If the what if the millions of people sitting in a call center not realizing that one bot will be able to do the whole 5,000 people's job, like, and will sound convincing just like anybody, like you. They're not even getting it. Like, you're
Have you
gonna
seen
get
the
your thing and you're gonna be gone.
Have you learned about the AI foundation agents? Have you seen the foundation agents?
No, but we're gonna have to talk about this some other time.
Oh my god. Okay, well, don't
Yeah.
don't look at it tonight. You won't sleep. All right. Lots of fun. See you
All right,
next
man.
week.
So we'll see you next week for Sunday Fuel, where you get fueled for the Sundays ahead.
That's way worse than what you started out with. Far
I
worse.
think we're moving towards. It's sort of like it's my stop. It's a stop loss, and then we're gonna move forward. What do you call it? Stop loss.
A short loss.
Short loss strategy. God, it's terrible.
All
All
right,
right,
Tom.
Peter.
Good to talk.
Later.